Hello mappers. So recently I did scenery for one map of the SB Villa campaign 2024 and I got a lot of positive feedback for it. I wanted to create the feeling as if you were a little child again and were in an amusement park for the first time, where you can hardly wait to try out and discover everything. And judging by the reactions, I managed to do that pretty well with some of them. An example of this reaction is this.
Nice, that's nice. Okay, next map. Whoa! Wait, that's sick. Oh, you can't go there. Wait, this is so cool. Pepsi made the map. Ah, of course. Of course, Pepsi made the map and made some vanilla scenery. That's nice. Oh, it's redwood. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh, I have my thumbnail. Let's go. Thank you. Oh my god, the big ducks as well. Also nice. I like this map. Oh, huge cards as well. Like, this is kind of like carnival theme in a way. I really like it. Oh, this is such a cool idea. With the dragon. That's so cool. Oh my god. Do you have a script for placing those automatically? You must have, right? You must have a script for that. Holy shit, what a map.
I got you, Lars. Here's how I've done it. To make the border of the dragon body, I use the same mechanic as the lamps and flags would snap to road and wood. I just use a different block for it. In my case, it's the thickest quarter circle plastic block and added a bit of E++ magic to it. First, I open E++, go to the current item and choose the custom layout flag 8M. Then go to placement and untick always up and align to world direction. Next we go to the layout tab. Choose 2 active layouts, reduce the item spacing to 3 and the distance from normal position as close as possible to 9. Now you can see that the yellow part of the body fits pretty well already, but we still have to add the red part to it. If we now delete the wood, we also delete the yellow plastic curves, because they are still attached to the wood. So we go to the tab Dissociate Items and click on Dissociate Items from Blocks. And now we can delete the wood without deleting the yellow plastic curves. We mark everything, save it as Macroblocks for now. You can delete it later when we are finished. Now to the red part. It works similar, just change the distance from normal position to around 9.8 and the altitude to 0.9. After you place the blocks again, dissociate them, remove the wood and save it as a macro block. If you now place your yellow and your red straight part together and save it as a macro block, you have your first finished piece of your dragon. But what do you do when you have custom wood block that's not vanilla? On those blocks your lamps and flags can't snap. For those I just take the road equivalent for it and place it on top of the wood and let my plastic curve snap to the road instead of the wood. So I go to current item again, but this time I pick a different custom layout, because it's now road and not wood. I choose Tunnel Support Arc 8M and untick Align to Interior at the Placement tab. At the layout, I take 2 active layouts again, and also the item spacing stays the same with 3. But the numbers on the other option do change. It's 0.5 for normal position and around -6 for distance from normal position. As you can see, it fits pretty well already. But since the route is on grid on top of the wood, we have to lower the altitude to -3 to align it to the same level as the wood. Next, we dissociate the road from the plastic again and save it as a Macroblock. Now to the red part. For that we just change the distance from normal position to -7 and the altitude to -2. Dissociate, delete the road and save it as Macroblock again. Now you can combine yellow and red again and save it as a Macroblock. When placing the Macroblocks, you see that there are some spots empty. Just fill them manually and you are fine. To remove the flicker, go to Pick Item and click on the item you want to move and move it by 0.1. And that's it for the body. You can just repeat it with your other wood tracks and make a really long dragon. Let's make the spikes. I took the smallest plastic quarter circle for it and placed them to look like spikes. You can use different spikes like the triangle shaped plastic blocks or something completely different. Now save the spike as Macroblock again, so that it's easier to place them on the body of the dragon. In case you have a downhill turn, for example, don't forget to make two versions with spike in both directions each. Otherwise it can happen that you make the same mistake as I did at the end of my dragon, where the spikes was pointing in the wrong direction. For the arms, I just choose simple pipes with poles as the fingers. Don't forget to build in left arm and in right arm. If you finished, save each arm as Macroblock again, so you can place them on your dragon body. Now to the head. This head will not be as good as the head I made for the SP Villa map, because I just made this one in 1 hour for the recording. It still shows you how I made it. For the SP Villa dragon head, I just took a little bit more time to get the shape more like I wanted it to have. As building the head for the SP Villa campaign, I took a picture of Shenron as a model. I will fast forward a lot of the building process so that the video is not that long at the end. But now to the building part. First I place some water blocks, so I have a reference on how big the mouse should be when entering it. From the middle of the water block, just some blocks higher, I started with the nose. A pointy nose that gets wider the closer it gets to the head. From there, I build it progressively wider on the layer beneath, and on the layer on top I build it more narrow. I try to let the pipe snap as much as possible to other pipes, so I can rotate them with the arrow keys and the plus and minus on the numpad. For the eyes, I had to use those quarter balls because there are no bigger balls for the size of that dragon. I saved it as Macroblock again so I can move it easily around. I placed the eyes on the dragon at the end of the nose, so I can start shaping his forehead and the area around his eye. Always double check if the eyes are perfectly symmetrical, or they will look goofy. Next I try to shape the base form for his head and fill in the rest. At his forehead, I try to make the outer area higher because that's where his horns are gonna be. Next, his eyebrows and the beginning of his horn, I just try to copy it as best as I can from the image I used as model, just with vanilla blocks instead. Now I fill in all the empty space. For the yellow layer, I just copied the pipes and placed them exactly a few blocks below, but same position. Mistakes can always happen. Here I realized that the nose is way too small for the size of the dragon, so I just made it a bit longer. Don't be afraid changing your sculpture if you realize the mistake. Yes, it takes a lot of time to build the same part again, but it's better than having a sculpture you are not satisfied with. You also become more proficient when you repeat something. For the bottom side of the mouth, I started a bit under the water and made the same shape as the top mouth. Next, I filled the empty space at the side of the dragon head and started drawing a general shape of the bottom mouth. As you can see, I had to delete stuff and rebuild it because of the proportion, and I filled the empty space with pipes again. For the teeth, I use the pyramid cone light blocks. They are perfect for it. Try to place them so that left and right are symmetrical placed. For the eyes, I use the end of the pole. Every other circle-shaped item will work here too. For the horn, I took the edge part of the dirt platform blocks. One of the few brown blocks in the game are dirt, so we have to work with those. I made a big middle stick and a small stick, which I saved as Macroblock, so I can free block it at the side of the middle stick. I save the combined sticks as Macroblock when placing it on top of the dragon head. When placing the sticks, I make sure that the sticks are tilted backwards and not just stuck straight up. Now we macroblock something again. It's a moustache. Pick whatever shape you want, I like that one. I use the small plastic sticks for it. Be careful that the small Trackmania text of the blocks is rotated to the inside, so that the outside is yellow only. When you finish, save them as macroblock again and place them symmetrical on the dragon's nose. For the hair, I made myself several wavy sticks with the small plastic sticks. I saved them as macroblock and free blocked them at the back of the dragon's head. The more variation of each hair sticks you build, the more unique and less copy and pasted does your hair look. After you are done with it, save all as macroblock and now you can use it as an entry for your dragon ride. I hope I could help some people with it. I'm not used to make tutorials yet, and with less mechanical and more creative objects, it's hard to find helpful words other than I look at the picture and try to recreate it. If you like to learn more about these kinds of vanilla mapping, you can also join our vanilla mapping Discord. And feel free to share your own dragon in there. I'm excited to see how your dragon will look like. Bye!